Hello and welcome to another edition of PowetToys. I'm your host Crazy, and today we've got Marvel Universe Galactus.
Action figures.
Marvel Universe Galactus was first announced at San Diego Comic-Con in 2009. The next year, at the same convention, he would be offered in convention-exclusive packaging in the form of a giant blister card to mimic the packaging of the smaller figures in the rest of the line. Now, the retail available version of Marvel Universe Galactus came in this great big box. I gotta say, it's a heavy box too. This type of packaging is called a 5-panel box, and that 5th panel refers to this flap in front. The flap serves two purposes. One, it protects the window on the inside, especially if it has a try-me feature cut out, such as the one on Galactus's chest. The second purpose is it allows more surface area for more artwork and information. Now, I know you may be thinking to yourself, doesn't a box have 6 sides? Shouldn't it be called a 7-panel box? Well, I don't know the answer to that for sure, but what I believe is true is that these boxes are meant to be stacked on store shelves. So the manufacturer can't really put a lot of relevant information on the top or the bottom because the customer won't ever see it without actually moving the box. So that's why a lot of the time you don't see any relevant, information really on the top or the bottom. Now, as I showed you before, there is a try me feature for Galactus's gimmick, and we'll be taking a look at that more shortly. But let's get him opened up so we can take a look. Galactus out of the box, and he's still on the cardboard backing, but I just wanted to point out a couple of things. This figure does come with a regular sized Silver Surfer figure, which is fantastic. I got, a number of years ago, I got a Galactus Mini-Mates Max statue, and it's a beautiful display piece, but it didn't come with a Silver Surfer Mini-Mate, and at the time the Silver Surfer figure hadn't been out for a while, so he was very hard to get, and that was a little disappointing. I couldn't display him with the Silver Surfer at the time. And the other thing I wanted to point out is the wire ties, and Hasbro has been making a transitional shift from those metal, plastic coated wire ties that everyone really hates and aren't really that great for the environment, with these twisted paper wire ties. They're really great. They can be cut like regular ties, or just very easily untied without a problem. And I just wanted to point that out because I think it's important to highlight when companies do good things for the environment and make that conscious effort, because for such a small thing, it's very easy to overlook and for a company to not just care about it all. As you can see, I've freed Galactus from his plastic prison. But before I talk about him too much, I just want to get a close-up of those paper ties really quick, just to give you a good look at them. Here is one of those paper ties that was holding Galactus in the package. Now, it's just rolled up paper is all it is, so you can just untwist it, and you can actually see. Whoops, and I just ripped it. Awesome. But you can actually see that all this is just rolled up paper. And I just really appreciate that kind of innovative thinking to make this more environmentally friendly piece of packaging. Alright, here is Galactus in all of his enormity. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of the articulation. He has a ball joint for a head, ball joint at the shoulder, a bicep swivel, an elbow hinge, a cut forearm, and a ball joint at the wrist. And all of the same on the other arm. He has a cut waist, a ball joint at the hip, but you can't really tell because of the skirt kind of blocks a lot of movement. He has double jointed knees that are very tight and very heavy, which are good on a figure this large. You really want tight joints on a figure this large because it'll be very easy to tip over. And he has a hinge at the ankle, but you're probably not going to be using that very much because you don't want to put him in a position where, again, he's going to fall over, because it will be with a big smash. There's no articulation in the torso. As you can see, this top unit is just a rubbery piece of kind of costume. If you lift it up, you can actually see the button where the gimmick is activated, and this is just a button that presses through to that piece of that gimmick. And it looks like this mid piece of rubber can actually come off, you know, just like that. Now I'd like to do a little size comparison for you so you get an idea of just how big this enormous figure is. I don't have the Galactus Build-A-Figure from Marvel Legends handy. I do have it, but it's not readily accessible to me right now. But I do have, a Marvel Legends Icons Jean Grey. You know, these figures are quite large themselves, and you can see Galactus just completely towers over her. I also have, we'll just move her over here. I also have a Marvel Legends Icons Colossus, who is a larger figure, but still completely towered over by Galactus. That's just how big this figure is. I can't believe how big he is. I was under the assumption that he would be about the size of a Marvel Legends Icons figure, and I was totally wrong. Now here is a figure from the same line, another Marvel Universe figure, the Marvel Universe Battle Pack, I believe, Giant Man, and here is the Skrull Invader here, Skrull Soldier from Secret Invasion. Of course, I'm having trouble standing them with one hand each, but you get the idea of the size. Whoops. There we go. Again, Galactus just completely towers over these other large figures. Now, as I said before, Galactus has a gimmick where you press the button on his chest right here, and it will activate electronic lights and sounds. And he has a lot of phrases.
To me, my heralds. You serve me now. Who is so ignorant as to confront Galactus?
I'm not sure how well the lights are showing up, but if I just turn it around,
You will witness the end, for I am power incarnate.
here is the Silver Surfer that came with Galactus. I was able to kind of prop him up in Galactus's arm with a lot of time and careful placement. The Silver Surfer kind of suffers what I feel is a a universal problem in the Marvel Universe line is there's just the articulation doesn't work as well at that size, and it kind of makes them just kind of a mess to try and stand and position properly. And the Silver Surfer pretty much suffers that same problem, especially trying to fit both feet on the pegs of the surfboard. But when you finally get it to work, it looks fantastic. And this is just really an amazing display piece. And it's more than a display piece because it is posable. It has light up features, action sounds, and he went for a lot at retail, but you can get him for much less. I got him on Amazon during the holidays for $20, and that is an amazing buy at great value. So if you see him for a good price, check him out. That's about all the time I have left for today, so thanks for watching. Remember to follow me on Twitter at PowetToys and the main site at PowetTV. And remember, kids, play with your toys.